One of my favorite parts of this trail right here. It's pretty well all green. We're not like that far off the road, but like I love riding my bike through this little piece. Definitely worth a couple miles worth of work.
All right, so last week I decided that I wanted to pull something out that I haven't done or used in a very long time, and that's my rucksack. I have not done a ruck in a really long time. It wasn't something that I ever disliked in the military. I can't say that it was like my most favorite thing, but I definitely enjoyed it a lot. And it's not even something I'd really considered until recently, and I was like, you know what, let's just go ahead and try it. Worst case scenario, I don't do it again, which is really my mindset on trying a lot of new things. Worst case scenario, you don't go back, but at least you actually have information instead of someone else's opinion that you're letting rule up top. So decided to give a test run. Went about 2.5 or 3 miles, got a feel for how my body feels on it, learned what I needed to learn for the prosthetic, and today we're gonna go on like, well, I don't even really consider that one like a real one, but it was. But the first like real one today, I'm hoping to get 4 or 5 miles in. You know, we're gonna see how it goes. We're gonna feel it out. Who knows, maybe I'm gonna feel amazing and I'm gonna go further. Maybe my body doesn't have it for the day and I won't go that far. And that's fine. But so the goal today is going to be to go about 4 to 5 miles and just really kind of take what I learned from last week. So I've got my old Alice pack. I've got a frame. I've got that all set up. I've got 40 pounds of weight. I found a really, really good deal on Amazon for these like weights that I can just toss in the ruck that are flat, that'll just kind of lay in there. And I just bought 3 20-pound weights. They were all like really, really cheap, like under 30 bucks a piece. And it was like, yes, please. The next cheapest one is probably double that. So got on that. So other things that I am definitely bringing this week. So I'm going to bring some electrolytes and some carbohydrates and a drink using this G1M Sport from Bear Performance Nutrition. This will be my first time trying this stuff out. I've heard fantastic things. I've seen fantastic things. And for only going like 4 or 5 miles, this may be a little bit, I would say, not necessarily unnecessary, but like I kind of want to get a feel for how I feel with it. I want to try it out. But also it's hot, it's humid here right now. So I'd rather kind of overdo it by this much than underdo it by any amount and find myself 5 miles away from the house and not in a not great spot, simply because of something that I could have avoided. That's really kind of how I view a lot of this stuff that I'm bringing today. It's like, all right, what are the really avoidable issues that I can take care of? And then as I go on this one that's a little bit longer, that'll teach me what I need to go for 8 miles, for 10 miles, and just kind of just trying to stair step like that and just trying to be like all the way prepared. Not doing anything crazy as far as a trail. We've got a bike path really close to my house. I figure learn one thing at a time, and right now I'm going to learn how my body responds to walking with the pack for 4 or 5 miles. I'll go on this bike path that I'm used to walking on a pretty frequent basis, so I know that I don't have to worry about like terrain or elevation or anything like that. I will add that in as it makes sense. So that's the setup for the ruck today. I'm really excited to give this one a go. A big part of rucking is simply like, it gets to this point where like you get uncomfortable, but it's not going to get any worse, but it's definitely not going to get any better. And so it's once that levels off, it's basically how long are you willing to sit in that? And I also think that as I've really have a desire to start tapping this endurance base that I've really never gotten to get into as an adult, I really think that rucking is a good way for me to start getting those mileage, building that durability, the endurance at maybe a little bit lower cadence than just simply running and trying to chew up miles right now. When with the running, I'm still more focused on developing my technique. So I believe that this is going to feed into future ventures, as well as just being something that I have a lot of fun with. So let's get going.
And we're off. About to hit a mile. I actually feel way better than I expected to. Way better than I did at this point on the little test run that I did. And that's just because a lot of rucking is simply exposure and adjustment. Exposure being frequency. Do it again. Do it again. Don't go a month without doing one and it won't feel brand new again. You know, it's just getting used to feeling the pack, feeling that guy on there, and then it's making little adjustments to your pack. How do you load it up? How do you tighten it down? What straps? You know, it's playing around with a lot of that to find your best ride. So again, like I said, the whole goal was to learn. So a mile in, seems like I did. All right, we are 2 miles in. I am just actually really impressed with how good I feel. Definitely have hit that point. If you've ever rucked or done a lot of rucking, like you said, I was talking about earlier, I think, where it just kind of gets to the point where you get a little bit where it gets uncomfortable, but it doesn't really get any worse. And I think I am there. Now, saying that may be the worst possible thing I could do, but like I said, now it's just a matter of how much longer do I want to sit in this. So I'll probably hit my turnaround here somewhere in the next half mile, dry off, clean up, reset, and bring it home. I'm 2.5 miles in, literally hit a great stopping point right as I got to 2.5 on my Garmin. Feels good. Feels good to feel like this. I mean, it's not super easy. It could be harder, but it could be a lot easier. Definitely, like I said, I hit that point around somewhere probably between 1.5 miles and 2 miles where I was like, okay, the discomfort has probably leveled off. So I'm gonna sit here for about, give myself just a little bit of time to kind of air out a little bit. There's no trophies for tearing my stump up or tearing my leg up, tearing my skin up. So also no trophies for going faster or anything like that. So just kind of enjoying it, having some fun, and yeah, just super grateful that I can that I can choose to go do stuff like this now. That's really where it's at, is that I feel super grateful that I can do these sorts of things again when they had completely been written out of my life by myself. To be completely honest, there was definitely a point where I was certain this was never going to happen again, but all I had to do is cut my leg off. All right, we are into mile 4, and I'm not that far away from the house at this point. Yeah, nothing to do but do it. All right, so that is a wrap on what kind of feels like the first real ruck that I've done since becoming an amputee a couple years ago. Pretty cool. 4.8 miles. Basically held a little bit under a 20-minute mile the whole time. Heart rate never really got out of zone 2, so that's pretty cool. It's a good sign. It really shouldn't, but it really shouldn't require like a much higher heart rate. But getting into it, you never know. It says managed well. So yeah, just overall, that's a wrap. Real happy with that. It's funny, I got done, I wanted to just drop the ruck, and I remember when I was active duty, we had this little deal, a couple of us, it was just we never threw our rucks down. We never threw our packs down when we were done. It was just always kind of like, it was just a thing. And I was like, you know what, we're going to keep that. So no throwing the ruck down as much as I'm ready to not be wearing it anymore. Probably about 40, 45 pounds. Well, I know it's at least 40 pounds. I've got 40 pounds of straight weight in there plus some other stuff. So probably about 45 pounds. So all in all, pretty excited. Thanks for following along. Until next time.